Welcome back. In traditional terms, Asa Hutchinson is one of the more experienced candidates running for president on the Republican side. House of Representatives and leadership roles at Homeland Security and the DEA, most recently governor of the state of Arkansas, a place that I am fond of and know well. Governor, it's good to see you. Welcome back. We appreciate it. You had a busy weekend. You were at the Turning Points USA committee meeting. We'll take a listen and we'll talk about it.
Welcome, everybody. I am delighted to be here today to express my support for young people.
It got worse from there as you went on. And I don't mean it with any disrespect by accident, but how did it feel to be sort of so rejected by boos of a group that represents at least a contingent of the Republican Party?
Well, it's a different day and time, and that reflects Trump's stranglehold on a certain element of the party.
Yeah.
But what you saw in that audience were thousands of young people who I was speaking to, and they were listening. The boos that you heard were really coming from some of the general admission tickets or the adults that were there. So again, it's the minority, but it's important for me to speak my message about where this country needs to go and different policies from what President Biden is bringing, from energy to too much federal spending. So I gave that message, and that's important for me to be there. And I loved the young people and their engagement, and we had a good time mixing with them after the event.
Look, you admire anybody who's willing to walk into a place that it clearly is not at least a friendly audience. We'll leave it like that. But we put up the polling. You make a great point that the Turning Point USA crowd is the Trump crowd. I think he won the straw poll there by 80-some-odd% or more. Donald Trump, 56%, Ron DeSantis, 17%, Vivek Ramaswamy, 8%, Asa Hutchinson at 1% behind Chris Christie. You've come on a lot. We admire you always for being willing to talk to us. Why don't you feel like this message that you just talked about and have been talking about is gaining traction?
Well, I think it is. You got to look at Iowa, you got to look at New Hampshire, and my message of being a consistent conservative, my message of having an optimistic future about America. Today, I announced a plan to reform federal law enforcement to make it more accountable, but also more focused and more effective. These are ideas that make sense to people. Now, we've met the polling requirement for the debate that's coming up. I'm very pleased with that. We have most of the candidates that are not Trump are in single digits.
Yep.
And so it's really a question of who emerges from that field.
What makes you think that there is a possibility of a nominee other than Donald Trump, given where he is on his polling numbers?
Because this is the most unpredictable political environment in my lifetime.
Yes.
And so you've got a president that's under investigation, President Biden. You've got former President Trump that's under indictment. You've got a former vice president running against the former president on the same ticket. And you got 12 candidates. And you got a lot of external factors.
As you all sit around in your campaign offices and say, all right, this is how it's going to work. What's your path? Lay it out for me. What happens?
Well, the path is through Iowa, which is a retail politics state. It's an ag state. It's very
a lot like Arkansas.
Very similar to Arkansas. I relate there. I love campaigning there. Got a great response there. New Hampshire, we're going to work there, and then you go to the South. So there's a method to all of that. A key thing, of course, is getting on the debate, which we plan to in August. We need 40,000 donors to get there. We're working hard to make sure that's the case. And there'll be some breakout moments. We're still 6 months away from the Iowa caucus, and so a lot can happen. That's a lifetime in American politics.
Fair enough. Has there been a moment where you said, this is starting to be my moment? Has something happened that you said, this is opening a door for the message that you have?
Yes. Whenever the clarity that I offered on Donald Trump, I was the first candidate that was just really clear.
You were?
That he's not the right direction.
You were talking about sort of that view of Donald Trump before even you were a candidate.
That's right, and that's important, and that clarity has been a benefit. And now, of course, you have 9 other candidates that jumped in there because I think they saw an opportunity, and people do want a different choice. So it's very fluid, but I think that was a breakout moment. I think today in my reform of federal law enforcement is a breakout moment, a very specific policy that's important to me.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.